In this video, I thought it would be fun to compare the black and red Last Shot Air Jordan 14 Retros with the Ferrari Air Jordan 14 Retros. The black and red pair that you're looking at here retroed in 2011, but this color also came out in 2005, and then of course originally it was out back in 1999. The reason why it's called the Last Shot shoe is because Michael Jordan hit the game-winning shot over Brian Russell against the Utah Jazz on MJ's way to his 6th and final championship wearing this shoe. But calling it the Last Shot is actually a misnomer because MJ retired and then came back, and actually he hit his last shot in a pair of Air Jordan 18s. The Air Jordan 14 was designed by Tinker Hatfield with the help of Mark Smith, and the main inspiration behind the shoe was Michael Jordan's Ferrari Maranello. There's a lot of details on the uppers of these shoes that are reminiscent of MJ's car. And I want to break out the shoes and talk about the uppers, the insides, everything about these shoes. And we'll talk about the various Ferrari inspirations along the way. And I also want to compare the black and red pair that you're looking at here with the red and black and yellow pair that we'll look at in a minute. So here we have it, the Last Shot Air Jordan 14s. Now look here and you'll see that the upper has this perforated leather on it. It's sort of pleated. You can see it goes all the way around onto this side of the shoe as well. This was actually inspired by the interior on Michael Jordan's Ferrari. A lot of Ferraris have what's known as Daytona seats, and the seats look just like this pleated perforated pattern. Now, interestingly, in 2014, when Nike decided to retro the 14 and call it the Ferrari, they did not put the same kind of upper. It's just a one-piece suede upper on this red pair of shoes that looks great and it's really clean, but actually if you're talking about the Ferrari being the inspiration behind the shoe, and then you're going to make a Ferrari version of that shoe, to me it would have made sense to have the upper of this shoe reminiscent of what they used on this colorway and on all the other Air Jordan 14 colorways. And this is actually the seats of the car that were the inspiration. Pretty cool, huh? So again, another inspiration on this shoe that came from the Ferrari is the Jumpman logo that you see over here in a crest. And the crest that's been added around the Jumpman logo is reminiscent of the crest on Ferraris, where you'll have a crest filled in yellow with a bucking horse. Now, Nike really went all out when it came to bringing the Ferrari inspiration to life right here on the crest, on the Ferrari edition. You'll notice that the entire crest is filled in yellow, not just a circle going around the Jumpman. And again, on Ferraris, that crest is all yellow. So Nike went all out here on the crest, but really didn't go far enough on the upper. Let's get back to the black and red pair. Right up here at the front, you'll see what kind of looks like a tooth. Actually, one of the bummers about wearing Air Jordan 14s is that they start to crease right here, right away. This is a dead stock pair, so it's not creased. But anyway, right up here at the front, this thing that looks like a tooth, that was actually inspired by the headlight on Michael Jordan's Ferrari Maranello. And we'll have a look right here at the tooth on the Ferrari edition. Now you'll notice down here that the tooth and this piece and then parts of the midsole look like carbon fiber, and actually it's not real carbon fiber that they used on this edition. It's sort of smushy and squishy, like it almost feels like a foam posit. But the reason why they put this carbon fiber look on the Ferrari edition is oftentimes on Ferraris, a lot of the details are made out of carbon fiber, especially on the interior, like the shift knob sometimes will be made out of carbon fiber. So it's pretty cool that they went with the carbon fiber look on here. Now, you'll notice this red suede upper. You can't miss it. It's very eye-catching. And it was also inspired by parts of the interior of Michael Jordan's Ferrari. Oftentimes, you'll have a real soft suede, maybe on the dashboard, old Ferraris used to have what was known as mouse hair, and it felt and resembled the suede that you see on the upper of this. So that's a really nice touch. What I would have liked to have seen Nike do is mimic the pleated perforated upper that we saw on the black pair, but do it in red suede, just like they did right over here. Now, when you look down here at the midsole, you'll notice this chrome piece right here. Real nice touch. It wraps around underneath, and this was inspired by part of the engine of the Ferrari Maranello. And let's compare that to the one on the last shot, which you'll see is sort of a shade of red and wraps around underneath here. Looks just like part of the engine on the Ferrari. And then actually when we look on the inner portion of the shoe, you'll see a little vent right here. And this was inspired by the vent on the Ferrari Maranello to keep the engine cool. Let's go back to the 2014 Ferrari edition and have a look at that vent right there. It's real eye-catching when you have the chrome piece with the carbon fiber look, and then you've got the vent back here. Another great detail. When you look at the back of the shoe, you're going to notice what looks like tire tread, and that was the inspiration for this back piece all the way up here. Very cool. Let's have a look at it on the black pair. There you have the tire. And then there's another cool thing about the Air Jordan 14, and that is actually that there are a combined 14 Jumpman logos between the left and the right shoe. And actually I'd like to point them out using the last shot pair. So, of course, you've got a Jumpman logo right here in the crest, so that's 1. You've got another one right up there at the front of the shoe, so that's 2. You have another one back here at the heel, so that's 3. There's a 4th one underneath here at the outsole. There's a 5th one on the inside at the bottom of the insole. And then there's a 6th and a 7th one on each chrome lace lock. And actually, as I'm looking at it, it looks like there's an 8th one right here on the tag. But there were supposed to be just 7 of them on each shoe, and 7 plus 7 is 14. Pretty cool little detail right there. Great looking shoe right here. I love the OG colors, and actually I love the Ferrari edition as well. I'm usually more of a fan of the original colorways, but for this shoe I was real excited because I thought, wow, how exciting. The inspiration behind the 14 is a Ferrari, and now they're actually going to the Ferrari to be the inspiration behind this shoe. And I think that they really nailed it. Great looking shoe right here. Sold out right away. No surprise. The hype for red Air Jordan Retros is greater than ever, especially red suede. These ones are kind of reminiscent of the Raging Bull Air Jordan 5s. One other thing to notice about this red and yellow pair, next time you're on the road and you're lucky enough to see a red Ferrari pass you by, have a look at it and you'll notice probably a lot of yellow details, like maybe even inside the wheels, the brake pads could be yellow. Of course, the crest is yellow with the bucking Ferrari horse. And that was obviously the inspiration for putting yellow accents all over this model right here. But like I said, have a look at the next red Ferrari that drives past you. You'll see a lot of yellow, you'll see some chrome, you'll see some carbon fiber. Nike did a great job on this pair of shoes. My only bit of constructive criticism is that they missed the pleated perforated interior that was actually the inspiration for the original upper. But other than that, great job. It's been a pleasure walking you through and comparing and contrasting the 2011 last shot Air Jordan 14 with the 2014 bright red Ferrari.